Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your reading for May 1st to the 10th. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into it. Pisces, hello. Are you ready? This is going to be a really big week, and we are leaving, remember, those stuck-ish, quicksand, challenging, intense energies that we've been feeling since the beginning of the year. Remember, it started in January, and we're in a completely May to September, completely big vibe shift. A lot more, optimistic, moving toward this positive growth and change. Remember, we are in Taurus season. That is, the physical world, your material world, and even like you're growing spiritually, emotionally. You've got the North Node in your sign all year. And so this is a time of gains. And remember, we are leaving the old world. You're moving into this new world. This is a week. This is like, think of it like this graduation, but also like really big transformation. Okay, you saw your monthly forecast. You're in this process, and even just in the grand scheme of things, we are leaving the age of Pisces, moving into the age of Aquarius. And I'll tell you what, you see Pluto going retrograde in Aquarius, but anyway, you see the blue asterisk as well. They're always the best aspects of the week. They're only good aspects. That is amazing. All right. And remember, I just posted your May forecast last week. So these aspects will gently graze over. There's additional information that I didn't have time to tell you, but also there's a lot of stuff here that were not on the whiteboard. I'm going to tell you because it's really going to affect you. Okay. Now, the first thing is that, just even beginning, like moving into this month on May 1st, not on the whiteboard, we do have the moon that rules Cancer, going to be in Cancer, sextiling the sun. This is absolutely amazing. I love this for you. And this is right off the bat, this perfect blend of your emotions, intuition, your feelings with your sense of self and identity and your core values. And so there likely is like this big energy around home, family, loved ones. Really, really, really wonderful for you. There also, there's so much love. There's so much love and creativity, especially, well, not only for you, but look at what happens on May 2nd, Venus conjunct Neptune. Remember, I told you about this last week. Just take a look last week, all right? Just everything about like what your heart desires, all right? What your heart desires, what makes your heart sing, but that's Venus. Love, relationships, creativity, yeah? Money. Venus is in Aries in your second house of money and finances while we're in Taurus season, a finance sign. So money's going to be a big thing for you this week, okay? Making money, earning money, maybe starting a side hustle, side gig. There's just something here. It is with Neptune, your ruler, the sign of compassion and spirituality and the arts and your vision, right? We talked about that. So this aspect that, yeah, we've had it every year for the past 14 years in your sign. And your sign, no more. This is now in Aries. And that's what it's going to be like for the next 14 years. Venus will conjunct Neptune in Aries for the next 14 years. But this is, again, out 1 degree, the Aries degree, the degree of initiating. And so now this is taking that action, okay? Putting your dreams into action. It's a conjunction. It's strong. You're definitely 1000% going to feel this. Even days before, the week after. It's big. I'm going to tell you something why you're going to feel it a lot more, but just remember this is love, okay? Both planets, Neptune being the higher expression of Venus, right? Both planets do rule love and romance and romanticizing, but remember taking that action. Taking that action, especially with self-worth, self-value, material. There could be something coming into something that you want in your physical world. Now we're getting it. Okay. So please remember, I also said both planets rule music. And so I really want you to play music that will inspire you. It does not matter what it could be, Rihanna, your Pisces, right? It could be meditation music. It can be Beethoven. It can be, Foo Fighters. It doesn't matter what music makes you feel emotion. We all know that. So please use this because it inspires you. And I told you about HemiSync. Do that. All right. You need headphones. Yeah. Listen, just go through Spotify, do a search, HemiSync, wherever. I just play that music. Okay. It will likely be at 432 hertz or higher. And what it is it plays one frequency in the left ear, a different one in the right. And so what does that do? We're talking about your left brain and your right brain, right? So it kind of like unifies like the logical side and the creative side, and then whoosh, it activates right here. Okay, your pineal gland, your third eye. I mean, like it works wonders, especially if you're meditating or whatnot. But the ancients, they said sound is the key to the universe, right? That's why I always talk about like frequency and energy and vibrating at high frequency, because that is what sound is. And you have biofields, human energy field, aura, whatever you want to call it. It's science. It's science. Sound raises your frequency, okay, and your energy. So use this. It's a portal. It sets the tone for the month. And don't forget to visualize. Both planets rule creativity. Create. This is, you can plant seeds. You can plant seeds here. Okay. And so the fact that Mars, is in Leo, that rules the domain of creativity at the same time. Use this. Please use this. This is absolutely amazing. The fact that you have the moon in Cancer this day. Cancer rules your 5th house of creativity. So again, like I said last week, you're getting it hit 4 ways. This is going to be powerful for you, really amplified in terms of love, relationships, creativity. Mars is actually out of shadow. Mars was in shadow. Mars went into Leo, finally leaving Cancer, right? Moved into Leo mid-April, but it was still coming out of that retrograde. So it's still like in shadow, but it was at 80%. We still felt it strongly. Now it's at 105%. You're going to feel it really strong. Mars is in Leo in your 6th house of everyday activity. So things are busy. The projects, work, health matters as well. So just keep that in mind. All right. Your everyday activities. It's just this wonderful symphony that's happening right now. Just this inspiration right out the gates. Here's the thing. So, also, by the way, because it is in your 2nd house, that's happening. Remember, one of the big takeaways I want you to remember is confidence, because it is that self-worth, self-value, and confidence, like fearless energy, right? Especially when it comes to like romance, intimacy, creative projects, everything I just talked about. Okay, just remember, life has no limitations except the ones you make. Okay, who said that? Leave in the comments. Big visionary writer. Now, I did tell you that the moon will be in Cancer, right, on this day as well. The moon will trine Venus, Saturn, Neptune, the North Node, and your sign. Also sextile Uranus, South Node. So what does this mean? Because there's something enormous happening here. And remember, as I said, the lunations very frequently you feel that more than the planetary aspects, or they amplify the aspects, okay? And the moon, as you know, is emotions and feelings in the subconscious, your maternal side, your nurturing side. Home is where the heart is, all of that, okay? The moon affects us the way that they affect ocean tides. They control the oceans. It's like a magnet, where our bodies are made of water, 60% water, okay? So we do the math here. We understand the moon affects us. What is happening here is we have a grand water trine on May 2nd, where we have the moon, right, in Cancer, North Node in your sign, with Ceres. We're going to talk about these 2 asteroids, Ceres in your sign, conjuncting, and Juno, who I've told you, we've talked about both in the past with Juno as a reminder, linked to Libra. So Juno is all about partnerships and relationships. Okay. All about partnerships, relationships, legal matters, fidelity, infidelity, one-on-one relationships, all of that. All right. So now you've got this wonderful, divine, feminine energy with these asteroids, planetoids, whatever you want to call it, right? With the 3 most feminine planets as well, like Neptune, Venus, like you throw in the moon, right? We just call it planet just to, but you got this amazing water trine as part of your destiny with the North Node in your sign with Ceres, which is all about self-care, nurturing, even just think motherhood too, like maternal side, paternal side, caring for others, not only yourself, but people within your world. So you will really feel this emotional, like it feels good, because these planets, asteroids, are helping you, empowering you. So really big vibration here that I really love. And there is something here that whatever seeds you plant, there's something by the end of June. Remember, June's an amazing month. End of June. Yeah, there's going to be, it's a pattern you're going to see, but you got to plant the seeds for what you want. Okay. When you get to June. If you're a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon, or for, let's say, your husband or your sister or your child, cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, Taurus, and Pisces are going to feel this the most. And if you know your birth chart, if you have any planets between 29 to 2 degrees in any of the fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, yeah, you will feel this. All right. Now, there is something else happening here. We'll talk about the second spread where we talk about the asteroids and planetoids and lunations and pull a lot more cards and see if there's any that overlap your main spread, because that's when you really know. But there is something here where the North Node in your sign, there is, just know that Sirius will be conjuncting North Node Saturn in your sign. There's, again, we'll talk about in the second spread. But there is something else happening that will have an impact on work and your daily activities and health and your lifestyle. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you something else later, but let me just get through this. Sunday, May 4th, Pluto does go retrograde. Remember, we talked about this last week. It's great. You get that time for that deep inner growth. Remember, Pluto is transformation. Your transformation comes from within. This is all about your personal empowerment. So take that time. This is great. Pluto in Aquarius is your 12th house. You're the native ruler. 12th house is the subconscious. So when I say the lunations until October will really affect you, yeah, they will. You got Pluto in your 12th house retrograde. So it really is it's a great time to go within, unroot things from the subconscious as well. The 12th house is hidden matters. It's rest, it's retreat, it's spirituality, healing as well. And we're going to talk about that too. But love this for you. And you could be going really deep. Remember, Pluto can be very psychological. Monday, May 5th, Mercury will sextile Jupiter. We talked about this last week. Amazing. This is the luckiest day right here of this time, right? You got Mercury, Hermes, the son of Jupiter, Zeus. I mean, come on. Come on. This is big. Mercury, the messenger. Come on. So this is naturally giving you good news. You're going to get great news. And most likely home related, home, family, real estate. So parents, grandparents, children, grandkids, whatever. There's home stuff, family, ancestry. All right. So the foundations of your life, or with money. All right. Now, the other thing is it can be, and by the way, this aspect is so strong, you will feel it over the weekend. So it's very possible over the weekend too. Now, this is also, it's just, you do want to plant seeds here as well if you want, because this is also, it's Mercury. You can, like, starting a business. Maybe you get news that you got the loan. Maybe you got news that you got the LLC, or it's just, maybe there's something, remember, Mercury's the mind as well. Maybe a new idea that you have that's like, oh, this is going to be the next, Star Wars or whatever it is. So Mercury, being Gemini's ruler, it's opening doors for you with Jupiter that's in Gemini. Jupiter, luck, good fortune. Jupiter's your ruler, right? Your modern ruler. So, or your traditional ruler. So this is good fortune. This is luck, profit, wisdom, expansion. Jupiter is the water for any seeds that you plant. Remember, Jupiter expands and it grows. So very likely, the big themes here would be contracts or agreements with Mercury, right? Business, new ideas, something with education, but anything that happens around this time really is, in the name of becoming wiser or broadening your horizons. There definitely can be travel related matters or siblings and neighbors or your local community. Just be curious. That's Gemini. That's Mercury. That's being curious about doing something new. And here's a little secret, all right? When you've got Mercury and Aries and Jupiter and Gemini, fire name, right? And Jupiter and Gemini alone, to be honest, this can be the quickest, 10-second chat, like a chit chat, okay? That bears fruit for you. Like you are waiting, in line at Shake Shack and the person behind you just happens to be, y'all start talking. It happens to be like that, investor for the penguin company you want to open, whatever it is, because it is Jupiter. It's luck. It's right place, right time. Be social, be proactive, make yourself available. All right. And I'm gonna tell you another secret. No one's gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you something here. This is all coming after that new moon. This is all coming after that new moon in Taurus that happened, April 29th, April 30th, with Venus conjunct Neptune right after that, with the grand trine that you're part of on that day, with Mercury sextile Jupiter right now. So what does this mean? First of all, there's already something happening with that new moon. As long as you took action, right? You planted seeds. That was in your third house of agreements and contracts and new business, launching a new business or selling goods or travel or something with your local community or communication, having an important conversation. Remember, you'll feel that for the next 2 weeks, or let that play out for 6 months. All right. And so the thing I was going to tell you is that we are in Taurus season this entire week with these aspects. This is fertile ground. So remember, it's whatever's happening here, the seeds that you plant are going to be nurtured and they're going to grow, because Taurus is the earth sign in spring where things grow. And there is a difference with, let's say, Capricorn, another earth sign, in winter. All right. So anyway, we'll talk about that later, another time. Mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and you. And I'm going to throw in Aries here. We'll feel this the most. If you know your birth chart, planets 20 to 24 degrees, any of the signs that I just mentioned, does not matter. We look at the angular aspects. Yes, you will feel it. You can give that a little bit of a wider orb to like 19, 25 degrees. But either way, I'm going to tell you something here real quick, not on the whiteboard. Remember how I said in your monthly forecast, when we get to May 17th, 18th, we do have the Uranus cazimi. We do have Jupiter squaring the north node and the south node. I did not tell you that we have Jupiter sextile Chiron. That's something that you feel, right, for a long time. So therefore, you will start feeling it now. Jupiter sextile Chiron. So when I talk about healing, I'm talking about, like, Chiron is, planetary, right? All about that deep healing, old wounds, right? Doing that profound healing. Why is this a big deal? Because this is great. It's Jupiter. So the fact that you have Chiron in Aries with Venus and Mercury and Neptune. So Chiron in Aries in your second house of self-worth and self-value. This is when, if you have any blockage, there's anything that you're telling yourself, I'm not good enough, or nothing happens for me, or nothing, you know what I mean? Like that energy, this is giving you that big, like, actually, because Jupiter's optimism, Jupiter's your ruler. This is when you're like, actually, why am I self-sabotaging myself, right? This is when you want to take this time this week and ask yourself, what is taking from me and not expanding? What's holding me back? Am I doing anything that's holding me back? Are there things that I just don't want, but I keep holding on to it? Why do I keep holding on to it? What are things that I don't have time for? The way that I just need to, right? This is all in the name of self-love. All right. It's Chiron, but this is wonderful. Use it, because they will perfect, right? When we get to May 17th, 18th. And remember, the fact that Jupiter, like, squaring the north node in your sign, like I told you, like, you out of all the signs are going through some really big change, and change where it's like life rafts. Like, here you go. Now you're getting out of it this week. Anything that's been hard or, challenging, this is the week where you're just letting things go. Okay. Now, Tuesday, May 6th, you got Venus sextile Pluto, and you're going to feel that energy too, by the way. Tuesday, May 6th, Venus sextile Pluto. I told you about this. This is, we've had this a couple times. This is amazing. I said, pick your favorite White Lotus character, in your May forecast, because that's what this is. This aspect is all about power and sex and money and secrets, by the way, and disclosure, like you learning your true feelings about someone or something you really needed to see, about your desires, what brings you pleasure, and money, okay? Because Venus and Pluto, money, all right? Money and relationships are going to be the biggest themes here, the biggest themes, yeah? Use it. They're a sextile. It's an opportunity for you. And remember, Venus, the planet of money, is in your second house of money, and Taurus season of finance, sign, money. Use this. You have to take that action. Cross watchers, fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, will feel this the most. Planets in your birth chart, if you have any between 0 to 6 degrees in any of the signs I mentioned, yeah, you'll feel it. But this is Venus and Pluto. Everyone's going to feel this. Everyone's going to feel this. Now, the last thing that, I was going to tell you, and this is why I want you to know this is going to be a big week of you letting things go, Pisces, is because, well, I mean, first look at your monthly forecast, right? So there's definitely, it is a time when Saturn is going to leave your sign in a few weeks, right? Saturn's asking you, build new structures. Let's get rid of the old systems, old ways of thinking, all of that. When Saturn moves into Aries, yeah. So you want to start doing that now. Okay. The other thing is, all right, so you know how the North Node is in your sign and the South Node is in Virgo, right? Well, starting, let's say May 3rd, May 4th, all right? That is when you're going to feel these asteroids like really come out to play, okay? I would even say, okay, I'm just going to tell you real quickly, all right? So around May 4th, and these are conjunctions I'm going to tell you, so you're going to feel it all week, all right? That's when you're going to have Sirius, right? Just think nurturing, okay? And health, right? Sirius is going to conjunct the North Node in your sign and Saturn in your sign. Sirius is in your sign. That is going to sextile Uranus in Taurus, trine Juno in Scorpio, sextile Hygeia. Okay? Hygeia is linked to Virgo, and so is Sirius. So you've got the two Virgo asteroids, planetoids, South Node and Virgo. So Hygeia, I introduce you to these planetoids, asteroids, gradually. Okay? This is the 4th largest asteroid named after the goddess of health. Okay? So health, right? And hygiene, obviously. Sanitation, but also like diet. Right? Physical health, natural medicine, holistic practices. That's Hygeia. Okay? Here's the thing. Okay? Remember the South Node is in Virgo. That would be your opposite sign, Pisces. Therefore, your 7th house. Partnerships, relationships, your views or perspective or feelings on them too. Yeah? As well as legal matters, marriage, everything that one-on-one connections. Again, it could be your lawyer, it can be your agent, it can be your sister, whatever, just whatever you've been, you've got to realize something's got to change. We've got to adjust this, or I've got to let this go. This is the karmic node. So it's like, you have it here all year, right? So it's all about continuing to go through these life lessons and karmic cycles. I no longer need this. I've learned my lesson. Okay. So why is this a big deal? It's because there's something here where you could be a little bit hard on yourself. And that's why I'm saying this is the week you've got to let that go. Because remember, the South Node in Virgo can be very over-analyzing, over-analytical. It can be very hard on yourself, self-critical, right? And now you've got Sirius, which is all about nurturing. That's conjuncting Saturn. So there's something here about being strict to yourself or too disciplined, limiting yourself. All right? Boundaries. But also, it could be the other way. It could be that you might want to have a little bit more discipline. You might want to have more boundaries. It's up to you. You have to trust your intuition, because Uranus will be conjuncting Hygeia. And in Taurus, while we're in Taurus season, that, remember, Taurus rules your 3rd house. And so there's something here. 3rd house is the mind. So there's something here where let's have this breakthrough. That's what it's saying. This healthy break. It's more about like mental health, breaking free, breaking habits and patterns. That's Virgo energy, right? The South Node. And Hygeia, like I said, it's more about like being cautious and sensible. So keep that in mind. We will talk about more in the second spread, because there is something else happening that's just it's going to have a really big impact on you. So Saturday, and so Saturday, Mercury will move into Taurus, as you know. So you are going to be really communicating, because out of all the signs for the next 2 weeks, starting on Saturday, May 10th, you got Mercury, the planet of communication, moving into your third house, communication. And so this is just really, and the mind, processing, thinking, things like that. You may be traveling too, actually, or planning travel. Let's see what's going on with you. Something with siblings too, or relatives. Let's see what's going on for you. All right. Pisces, for May 1st to the 10th. Okay. Pisces, how are y'all doing? I think I told you last week, I have a lot of Pisces friends that are just, like it's a thing. It's a thing. Like we're all, you're my secret crush. I always want the best for you, Pisces. And by the way, I'll just give you a gentle reminder, Pisces. You do have an eclipse coming up in September. Remember, that's still there. All right. So your life is truly changing this year. All right. It's amazing. I do a traditional cult across spread, offers a best overview. We'll clarifies if we need to. I love y'all. You're good, but you gotta, okay. Wow. Talk about like, oh my goodness. You see all this clear sky. You see all this blue. Yeah, I love it. All right. Wisdom is a big thing for you, like inner wisdom, right? Let's get started. You got the Page of Wands. You already got something new brewing. You already got something new happening. You already got something new coming into your life as you move into May. All right. So remember, you got to take action. You got to put yourself out there. You got to make things happen. But this is you. And I love this because there's a sense of, what did I say? This is a week where you have really fertile ground with especially with these aspects. Now, look at him in the desert landscape, right? This is a page, new, fresh, new starts, all of that. Page, right? Who has the power to turn those leaves coming from his wand into make this desert landscape, this lush, verdant oasis of his passions. That's what ones are, your passions. What are you ambitious about? It's also career. Yeah. It can be relationships. Wands, yeah. All right. So something new is already happening for you right away, and it is amazing. You got the Three of Cups and the Heart of Yours spread. I love it. And you're celebrating. There's so much joy here, but with other people involved. I love this energy for you. And it can be a relationship. It can be family. It can be children. A lot of family energy, remember, happening for y'all this week. It can be work related. A lot of work stuff happening with Mars and Leo in your 6th house. It could be like your colleagues, employees, your whatever it is, right? But there's something here, your squad, your friends, something here that's really special. This is a Three of Cups, a vibration of the Empress, card 3. It feels good. And you can even see them toasting. You got something to celebrate this week. All right. All coming with that Page of Wands. And it could be the end of something too. Something that is ending with this new beginning. Then you got the Page of Swords in your challenge area. You see, you got 3 pages, by the way. So that's why I'm like, okay, so new, right? Fresh, new energy coming through. Page of Swords in your challenge area. So 2 things here. 1, yes, let's, I want you to look at your entire spread here. Well, I'll walk you through it. There's the first big message coming through. Yes, there may be someone this week where you don't see a little bit eye to eye, and they could be a little bit, you may see them being a little bit, not, let's just say like on your level, or like they're just not much at that mature level of your vision. We're not seeing eye to eye. Remember, it's just a weekly reading. All right. So you just want to be diplomatic in every situation, be the best version of yourself. All right. And there may be someone who may be a little too, kind of like that. I don't know. It's like you are going on a hike with your friends. Y'all have hiked, it's a long one. Y'all have hiked 15 miles. You want to take a 10-minute break. Let's drink some water, eat our, carrots. There's that one person in the group, 3 minutes in your break. It's like, let's go. Let's do it. What's wrong with y'all? Let's go. Come out. Okay. There may be something like that this week. Okay. So just be mindful, and it's just one of those little speed bumps, and it's a tiny one. But the other thing is, like, you need to have a breakthrough too up here. Okay, let's see things in a different way. All right, because I am getting a little bit of resistance, especially with that Two of Pentacles in your crown as well. There's a little bit of imbalance with the Two of Pentacles. And so it's all about having things come together. The great thing is, like, you're thinking about different things, different opportunities maybe, or prioritizing, shifting one thing, moving things around like a puzzle piece in your head. How am I going to make this work? You will, as long as you find that balance. Okay. Really great. And it's Pentacles. So it can be like money, finances. Like I said, that's a big thing for you, but also Pentacles, remember, your physical world. In Taurus season, doubly so. Okay, keep that in mind. And actually, yeah, it's also just a matter of adjusting something. It's just something new to you. It's something new. Two of Pentacles is very like new energy too. So you with all these pages, and then the 3, 1 + 2 = new reality, the birth of new things, creation. You see how you are moving into something new. And a lot of these pages is, again, just you too. You got the Page of Cups, which is you. A lot of Piscean energy with the Page of Cups. You see the fish coming out of the cup as well, right? A lot of creative energy here. Imagination, really beautiful. Like, this is the dream, and I'm going to go for it. This is me following my bliss. And it could be this very new feeling that you have, especially with Venus conjunct Neptune. Again, that's a big thing. So I really love this. So go after what it's going to be. A lot of you are just going to feel it anyway. You're just going to feel this movement as the week, throughout the week. You got the 4 Cups in your future. You go straight from the 3 of Cups to the 4 of Cups. Okay. So there may be a little bit of like, okay, this is started, or this is ended, and the things that I want are a little, it's not happening fast enough. So now I'm getting a little restless and just like want to be patient. You're going to get everything you want. All right. That's all it's saying, because this card is associated with like, boredom and apathy. And you can even see the 4th. He's already got 3 cups. He's already got 3 cups. The Hand of Spirit offering a 4th one. It's right in his face. It's no illusion here. No, he can see it. But his reaction, right? And so that's why this card is associated with like, it's like, it's the meh. And that's why it's like just raising your frequency. Okay. I already talked about that. All right. And it really is more, when I look at, when you pull back, it really is more about like just patience, let things grow. I think I said earlier, I think I said last, like, you can't plant seeds and expect a tree the next day. Okay. That's all it is. This is all just about practicing patience. You're going to be fine. You're going to be good. All right. Let's get to your staff. Pisces, if you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. I want to know. With my Pisces, you're amazing. Let's go. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't need, what is going on here? Okay, so look, you got the Knight of Swords. Yeah, so be mindful here, because there could be a sense of like, oh yeah, I'm in this new era, new things happen, and it's amazing, or I'm moving in this direction. But it can be your mind can be, it's just a little too impulsive, like impatient, like hurry, like what is, right? So that's just, you just want to be mindful of that. Okay. But the other thing is, like, this is also really good about use that energy, ride that wave of the Knight of Swords, who is so courageous. He's moving into the storm. He's fearless. Ride that wave. Okay. Of new thoughts and new ideas and things expanding in your world, and have that enthusiasm. You got the 9 of Pentacles. That's amazing. In your external factors area, 2 things here. 1, yeah, it looks like there is going to be someone that, will be pivotal. It could be a Virgo, by the way, because that's Virgo, right? Virgo, sun, moon, rising. It didn't even matter. But here's the thing. This is someone who was patient and who was diligent, right? Who was all about doing things at the pace where she was whistling while she worked. Think about the 8 of Pentacles, right? This is the reward. When you have that patience and that determination and that diligence, and you're laser focused and time doesn't matter, you get rewarded. You got the symbol of Venus all over her gown. Yeah, it can be money. It can be wealth. It can be career. It's Pentacles, but remember, it's your physical reality. It's Venus here. Remember, Venus is highly active in Aries, and you're second house of money. So keep that in mind. But I'm gonna look. You even see the snail. You can barely see. You see that little snail at the bottom where my finger is. Snails are slow AF. But that's what I'm saying. You get rewarded, right? But you'll still get rewarded. It's just like you don't need to like speed through things. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. This is also like self-sufficient energy. Like that's Aries energy anyway. This is feeling free. Like I don't have to worry about I don't have to worry about this. I am rewarded. I look at me. There's a lot of enlightenment. Even snails are self-sufficient. They carry their own home. So really wonderful energy. And there can be what if your partner? It could be your partner. It could be a business partner. It could be your husband. It could be your whatever resonates with you. That one-on-one energy I talked about. Where there could be something here where you're feeling that abundance that they're feeling, bring it into your world. That's really nice, but there is a big possibility someone's opening doors for you or guiding you in some way. You got the Fool here, as we know that you are moving into this new world. You are moving into this brand new era. Now, what did I say earlier? Confidence is a big thing, right? All these planets in your second house of self-worth and self-value. So keep that in mind. That is going to be a big thing. I want you to communicate, because this is someone who is standing on the edge of the cliff, not even looking down. This is risk taking, and that requires confidence. But having confidence, it's risk taking, and risk taking builds confidence. Full abundance of the sun here. I mean, we're kicking off your journey. That's what you want. You want something new anyway. And that's a lot of optimism there. 5 of Wands in your final outcome. So again, that person that you're waiting for, or maybe you're feeling abundance from, 2 things here. 1, it may take a little bit longer. Remember, it's just a weekly reading. Yeah, that's it. Because that can indicate a little like, right? Especially up here too. Colleagues and employees. All right. Remember, we're moving into a full moon in Scorpio over the weekend. And a lot of that can bring up like jealousy, obsessions. And that's just that Scorpio energy. I'm not saying y'all are going to go through it, but this is definitely not seeing eye to eye, but it's just kids. That's it. They're not even hitting each other. This is not worth your time energy. It's a trap. And so this is saying like rise above that. All right. Because there may not be some, seeing eye to eye, maybe because some things are moving a little bit slower than what you had wanted. Right. Or there could be someone, and this is the thing. With that happening, yeah, there could be someone who you're seeing. And again, it could be someone like your business partner, or lover, or whatever. Like maybe they're reaping some reward in some area of their life, and you're waiting for it to happen to you, but you can't compare your life to other people. Okay? So just remember, it's all about raising your frequency, because things are good. I'll do, how much time? Okay, so I'll do a clarifier. I want to see what's happening up here. Look at that. You let that go. You let that go, and that's what happens, okay? So remember, this is a lot of ego, all right? Ego's at play, but again, it's just kids. It's just kids in this card. So remember, if you can get past that, if you can rise above, if you can actually be that leader too and say, hey, y'all, let's see eye to eye. Maybe there's too many cooks in the kitchen. Whatever it is, there you go. You got the 4 of Wands. Another this is like milestones. This is the hurrah card. This is when you're free. You're free. They're out of the castle. Look, anything. Look at them. So relationships, partnerships. There's something really wonderful here. It can be career, it can be love, like I said. But it can just be you having a personal milestone, especially with you and your passions. It's your passions. What are you passionate about? You're gonna get there. And the 4 of Wands, remember, the 4 of Wands is attributed to Venus and Aries. That's happening right now in your second house of self-worth and self-value and material possessions, things that you're gonna get, as well as money and finances. You've got the Jupiter aspect, Jupiter in Gemini in your 4th house of home. So a lot of home energy. There's kind of like a domestic, association with the 4 of Wands as well. But whatever your, what, this is great. Something you can look forward to. You got to avoid that trap in this one. All right. So, okay. Pisces, you're amazing. I love this new direction. The second spread, we're gonna get into this. All right. I'm gonna tell you, we'll talk about the lunations and the asteroids, a lot of health stuff too. Again, healthy relationships, your views on it, and partnerships, career, whatever resonates with you. We'll talk about the I'm going to tell you the second luckiest day, as well as a day not to sign contracts or have an important conversation, or and I will also tell you the best days for love, money, and success. It's a new thing I'm doing. Anyway, Pisces, y'all are amazing. And tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. We have so much fun. Y'all are amazing, Pisces. Listen, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. Next week, yeah, we got that Uranus. We got a lot happening. We got that full moon in Scorpio. We got a lot happening. I'll see you next week. All right, thanks so much. Bye-bye.